It's unapologetically tea, and I don't know. Me and my kid was talking. Well, I actually was getting her to pray for us before we went down the road. And typically I'll do it for the both of us, but just try to get her to pray out loud. She prays internally. She's like me. She's real internal with a lot of things, so I'm just trying to get her to be able to verbalize her prayers out loud. Definitely when it's just us. Like, I don't really care about her for other people. It's just with us, getting her comfortable with doing it out loud. But one of the things that came up was, closing the prayer out. I was telling her, when I, in my prayers, I say mashallah, which literally sometimes I just say it in English. And I also end it with so be it, which is amen in Islam too. So, amen is Aramaic, I think that's how you pronounce it, but I'm not really sure. But I do know that it has Hebrew roots, and it does have Arabic roots. Hebrew, I think it means like trust or certainty, like, and in Islam, it means so be it, or I think so may it be. I think that's what it was. But that's how I am my prayer, because I'm not praying with the notion that it's not happening. It might not happen when I want it to happen, but it's gonna happen when I need it to happen. And so I'm just so certain that it's gonna happen. I just like to end my prayers with so be it. I say it in English since that is my native tongue now. However, I love words. I love wordplay. You see it when I do my poetry and sometimes when I speak. But I do love wordplay, and it's funny because I grew up with a lot of wordplay, definitely from manipulative adults. So I kind of learned, that you can use words so many different ways. Tone changes the way a word means and feels. So if you're one of those highly sensitive people, you're not tripping. Like, literally, you heard what they said and how they said it. So can you take that off? Well, just tell me to turn it down. Thank you, because that sounds horrible. I'm just happy the AC working today. It chose the day that it's not even hot. I know. It chose the day that it's not. Yeah, that's what I said. It always chooses the days that it's not hot to work. The days that it's hot as hell, it don't work. But yeah, I grew up with a lot of wordplay and all that shit. So like, and I also grew up with it in a positive way too. So literally just using dictionaries and thesauruses and just learning different words. Definitely when like writing papers, like formal writing, which I do not like. But creative writing I love, as you can see. But formal writing, I do well in it. I just don't like that I have to extra check my shit, because I do not like editing. So that means that in college I had to be my own editor. And boy, did I do my best. I think I did pretty well. After I caught on to learning and teaching myself proper grammar, literally, I could speak proper grammar, but like when I write how I actually think. And I think so fast, so when I'm writing, I usually typically leave out words. I will speed through something. Like, I know all like the there's and there. Like, I know all those rules. However, like, my brain, like, here and here, like, I will skip through that. So like when I be seeing people in the comments judge people and share how they talk, I get it, but I don't, because I feel like you don't never know who the fuck is who, because I talk like I have no education at fucking all sometimes. I write like I have no education at fucking all sometimes. And I actually like it, because who the fuck am I trying to impress? It ain't you. It ain't you. So if you notice or not, and I was very self-conscious about this. I was very, very fucking self-conscious about this. But I just find it funny that, like, we take all these things that these white people have gave us, and literally they stole a lot of these languages and meshed them together. And so half the people who literally might be the grammar police don't even fucking know the meaning of these words that they keep correcting people on. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't school people, but I just be saying in the comments that, like, people do that shit in such a way that it makes you seem like you're grandiose or you're better than someone else. Like, you can help somebody out without, you know, making them feel bad or trying to make yourself seem like you're smarter than them. So that's my gripe about it, and it gives me the ick, because it's this close proximity to whiteness that if you speak proper English, like, you're a part. And baby, you'll never be a part. Like, you'll never be a part. And for real, if you don't pay attention to these politicians that be in fucking power and control, a lot of them are not educated. Like, they're fucking dumb as fuck. Like, I don't know what the bar is for education, but I think it's just for you to have a degree or a certificate, and that's the furthest from the truth. I have met so many fucking intelligent, genius minds that have never stepped foot in a fucking college institution. Some of them never graduated from high school. Go figure. Go fucking figure. So literally, let's judge less. We can, you know, correct grammar and shit like that, but, like, you know, is it that really serious if you knew what the fuck that meant? Like, really? Is it really that serious? Because our ancestors literally were told they could not fucking read. They could not write. And literally, we had to learn this language by fucking looking and listening. So that's why a lot of Southern people literally have country grammar. That's why we have country grammar. And country grammar is found even in non-Southern states. Like, wherever your ancestors were and they were not allowed to fucking properly read and write, that's where you get the African American vernacular, which they used to call it Ebonics. That's what I grew up calling it, Ebonics. They kind of used it to shame us, but literally now they realize that that shit is a whole language and a whole subset of its own. It's just like having a dialect of Spanish, like how Spanish is Spanish, which Spanish came from the Spaniards, not the Latin community. It is not their native tongue. The Spaniards colonized them, so let's get with that. So literally, we have so much colonization going fucking on in our lives that's why we have people doing twisting and doing their own little fucking thing to it. They put their little twang on that bitch, and you need to let them be free, let them be themselves. But also, like, we need to learn what these words mean. It's not about how they sound and how you pronounce it. It's about your motherfucking intentions when you're using these words. So if your intention is wrong when you're using words, it don't matter really what they mean. At the root of things, literally it's going to be about what you meant when you said it. However, if you're just blindly saying some words and you have no intention set on them, you just saying them because you're saying them, like, literally, the word is going to stand as it means. And so that's the importance of knowing what the word means, or just knowing what it means to you. Because a lot of times our ancestors did that too. The words meant what the fuck they meant for us. That's why we have so many different meanings for different things. Like, bitch can mean so many things. Like, nigga can mean so many things. Like, nigga can mean friend. Nigga can mean, like, a lot of different things. Like, you know, we just change words so much. It's so many ones for me in Virginia. Like, that just means so many things. Like bomb. Like that's bum. Like that's an old one. But like it doesn't mean like the bum on the street. Like I don't know. Like that's how I say it. But it don't mean the bum on the street. Like for me, it means good. So that's what the fuck it means for me while I'm saying it. However, but when you're saying words that you don't know the meaning and you don't have no intention set, literally that word gonna stand as it is, and that's why you need to learn what the fuck you saying. A lot of these words that we say, like good and bad, I made a post on Instagram about like good, bad, devil, Lucifer, jinn, did I do evil? I don't know if I did evil on there, but like angel, prophet, the Baphomet. The Baphomet, everybody thinks the Baphomet is literally this evil, wicked thing. It's literally colonizers coming in and changing words and meanings to shit. And literally, it means prophet. And it was thought to meant Muhammad, the prophet for Islam. It was thought to mean that. So like, depending on who you fucking talk to and speak to, like, don't allow them to demonize your cultures and your religions. I've always came clear on here that I am omnist. Like I rock with the truth in any of these religions. But what I don't rock with is anything that is to oppress any fucking group of people. So I've been clear on that. So, you know, that whole division shit won't work with me. You might could get somebody else to come in and try to preach division, but it ain't gonna work with me. So I'm all over the place. Try again. And for everybody that's not out here pure evil, I'm for the pure hearted. That's what I'm for. So I don't know. I just got on that little word thing because we was talking about how to end prayer, because amen was always taught to her, but it was never really taught to her like why we close prayer with that. And so literally it was dope to like see that, like, you know. And I think like mashallah, because I never even went back to that one. I think it means, if I'm remembering correctly, it's God willed it. So it's the same thing. It's like the same thing essentially for me. Is that like, you know, it's already done. Like, relax. It's already done. Like, relax. And I need that because like I'll be wondering, you know, when. And it's like, it's already done. Chill, relax. Yeah, Islam is a beautiful religion. It has its stuff in it. Oh my gosh, it has its stuff in it. Like all these religions do. One of the things that they don't teach you is religion is a cult. You know, a cult is basically a new revelation. So Zoroastrianism, I think, is like one of the most, as far as like formal religion, like one of the oldest religions out there. And so anything that came after that is considered a cult because it's a new revelation. It's saying that I received a new way to do some things. And literally, you know, Christianity is a cult, Judaism a cult, Islam is a cult. It's just that it did not cause, you know, it did not go the other way. You can have a cult that helps, and you can have a cult that literally it can turn into the people's church and go far right. A lot of times the media and when we're taught about cults, they teach it from the people's church angle. That you have this charismatic guy and he comes along and he gets people to drink Kool-Aid and things go wrong. Not all cults are like that. There are so many cults out here functioning today that has like derived from different sects of, like, you call them sects, but like they have basically branched off from something that already exists. They just say, hey, look, this is a a new way to look at it. Just a new lens, new information, new revelation. So I just want you to be mindful of that. Like, I see a lot of negative cultish behavior in all religions. It's just something about when you rely on or idolize someone else or something else, because a lot of times y'all will take y'all religious scripture and you'll use it to argue other people's, beliefs and all that shit, like all that stuff. So like, just putting too much power into these actual things and not into God, being your guide, your leader, your whatever. Like, literally, that's what kind of turns it into this cultish mind. Like, literally taking Jesus' teachings. Jesus never wanted Christianity to be Christianity. He never walked around calling himself Christ. He never walked around calling the people who follow him Christians. He literally told them that God was within. He literally said that they didn't have to go to the churches that were robbing the people blind. He used to kick those doors in and give, back to the poor. But he literally taught that the temple was in. It was you. It was within you. And so he taught consciousness. And so it's amazing to see how things have grown legs and has become what it's become. He literally taught, his church was in the wild. His church was going into these places kind of like missionaries did. Only he didn't force feed people his way. He knew that, you had your own paths to figure it out. Like, one of the things that, like, fucking gets me every time is when I speak to a missionary, like someone who's trying to convert. Or I just speak to a lot of Christians, period, because I know a lot of Christians. Like, they always say, like, Jesus is the way. And I literally have on a Jesus t-shirt, by the way, today, because I believe in Jesus. Jesus definitely saved my life multiple occasions. Literally, I believe Jesus is a way, but I don't believe Jesus is the only way. You would literally be condemning anyone else who doesn't know Jesus or doesn't subscribe to Christianity. You'd be condemning them. And who the fuck is you? Like, who are you to do that? So literally, that cringes me out when I hear people be like, well, Jesus is the way. And it's like, Jesus is a way. And he was the way for you. He was the way for me. But he is not the way for everybody. And even still that Jesus is the way for me, Jesus is not who I just automatically... I talk to Jesus every day. But, like, I pray to God, if that makes sense. So, I have a belief in Jesus. And I feel like a lot of different parts of my life aligns with Jesus' way, to find your own way. Like, literally find your own way, but the way is within you, though. Like, Jesus want all this judgy stuff and doubt. It was completely the total opposite of what I see a lot of Christians do. And it's not all Christians, sweetheart. Like, I felt like I had a Christian soul just say, well, we're not all like that. And I know you're not all like that. Like, we're not all like that. I claim Christianity. We're not all like that. I just don't claim Christians who hide behind the cloth, who hide behind the name of Jesus, and literally are shitty fucking people. Like, they treat people horrible. If you're out here still condemning gay people and they can't be apart because they're gay, you're not a Christian, baby. Christianity was for the people. Christianity was for the people. It wasn't for you to judge. Jesus was out here judging niggas. Jesus literally hung with niggas that he knew was gonna fuck him over. He told Judas he was gonna fuck him over. We all know when Judas is gonna fuck us over. We just hope Judas don't. We just want to believe that Judas don't. So, like, Jesus was not on all that shit. Another part of Christianity that I feel like is lost, It's already lost in translation because it was written in Hebrew, and lots of us are not native to Hebrew tongue anymore. But they took out the Gnostics, the Gospels. So you only have some of the Gospels. Gospels literally are the people who were around Jesus' interpretation of Jesus. Not only did they take out the Gnostics, what Gnostics literally means knowing or knowledge. Those texts were like Thomas and Mary Magdalene. They took her out. She was literally there hanging with Jesus, but you took her out. Like they take out a lot of the women in these stories who know what they know and walk in their power. But literally they took her out. Thomas, some other folks. Even the Gospels that stand in the Bible of the King James version of the Bible. It's so many different versions of the Bible. Literally, most Christians are married to the King James version. I don't like the King James version. King James was not a great person. But I do want you to read the Bible and interpret it for yourself. King James also wrote a text about demonology. I want to read that one. I need to get into that one. I want to see that one. I fight plenty of demons. I'd love to see what the fuck this man had to say about him, since I consider him one. Literally. But, you know, like, there was a lot of manipulation done to the Bible, to these teachings. There was a lot lost in translation. So you gotta use your discernment. You gotta tap in within you and find your own understanding. There are some preachers out here who are preaching. There are some Christians out here who do literally believe in love for all. There are some pure-hearted people in a lot of different religions. Literally, they do exist, and I get to meet them, and it always is a good feeling to me when I get to meet someone pure heart, no matter whether they are in a religion or they are not into religion. Just like I have a religious community of people I know, I have a non-religious community of people I know. And one thing that remains the same for the people that I want to deal with and have in my life is that they have to be pure of heart. They got to be pure of heart. I don't give a fuck what you subscribe to as long as you're pure of heart. Some people might say like, oh, what about somebody worshiping Satan? I'll base that on how are they showing up as a human being, because I don't know what Satanism is besides the facts of what I've studied or what I know. And literally a lot of that shit is just preaching free will. Do I feel like they need to pray to Satan? All hell Satan. I don't. I think that I don't have to agree with everything, but like I do know that people are not coming out and saying that they're praying to Satan, and they're literally praying to Satan. So you gotta use discernment in this shit. And no, I don't have any Satan worshiping friends. But there was this movement where they kept leaving flyers at like schools and events, and when I see stuff like that's gonna make me intrigued. So like, okay, so there's a whole religion based on Satan. Like, let me go ahead and research this. A lot of y'all are afraid to research shit, and I'm not afraid to go there. I want to know. Like, I want to know, and I ask God for protection when I want to know. So literally, what it boils down to, it might not be what they say, but what it boils down to is that they believe in free will. They believe in, you know, having their vices and feeding it. So a lot of y'all are already participating in that. So a lot of y'all are already worshiping Satan when y'all be upholding pedophilia, sexual assault predators, and when y'all literally, you know, protect people because they have money or they have social status. Y'all literally are participating in all hell Satan, even though they're not. Like, it's funny how that works. Even though that's not their whole game plan, but some of y'all are literally into it. So, yeah, you're participating in playing with evil anytime you uphold evil. And don't we all play a part? Don't we all play a part? Don't we all play a part? But some of us more than others. And this video has went and grew his own legs and did what the fuck it wanted to do. But it obviously did it for someone. It did it. It's going there for someone. So, but yeah, I'm just for those who are pure-hearted. And when I say pure-hearted, I do not mean that you out here just giving your love away for nothing. I am for you, and I hope that you find balance. But when I say like people that I want around me, I want people who are balanced with their pure hearts. Pure hearts don't mean that you gonna fuck some shit up if you need to. Because self-defense is self-preservation. And so when I say pure-hearted, I don't mean that you don't hit back. I don't mean that you don't attack back. I literally mean that you are not just out here harming other people because you're miserable. You're not just out here walking around with knives and swords sticking out and stabbing people and saying, well, my intentions wasn't there, so you gonna stab another one. Because at some point you're gonna have to realize maybe your intentions ain't there, but you don't give a fuck. Literally, it's just so many avenues of, you know, how you can be a horrible person out here. And it doesn't mean that we don't come without flaws if you're pure-hearted. It just means that you're taking accountability if you're pure-hearted. You have self-awareness. You do have love and compassion. Like, you do. And I think I wrote a post about this, but I can't remember. I'd be thinking so much shit, but if I didn't write the post, I'ma just say it here. Like, if your heart has grown cold, it's okay. It still can melt if you want it to, and if you don't, like, you know, if you don't want it to, like, I really don't care for you, because I can't have nobody around me that don't have a heart. Literally, I can't. So, but if your heart is grown cold because of shit that's happened to you, I get it. Been there. It can thaw out. You know, it can thaw out. So, there's still hope for lots of people. It's still hope until the day is no hope. It's still hope until the day is no hope. And if you showing up, you know, in ways that you don't want to show up in, you got all the time in the world to try to figure it out. And I don't mean all the time in the world whereas you can take advantage, like misuse, that type of take advantage, not the good kind of take advantage, but not where you can just misuse your time and misuse people and shit like that. But I'm just saying, as long as you're still here, as long as you still, you know, survive to tell the story or to even reflect on it, you literally can work on yourself, because look what you made it through. So that's one of the things I've been reflecting on. Like, my God. And sometimes I be like acting like, how am I still here? Like, I'm supposed to be here, but like, how? I can't even explain it. I just can't even explain it. When I say how am I still here, yeah, of course, like, my physical body is here, but I mean, my mind, my soul, my spirit, it's intact. My heart is intact. Like, I'm me again. Like, I'm me, but I'm better. Like, I'm like 1,000 times better. Like, it's just like I constantly get these downloads and these messages like, you haven't seen shit yet. Like, you haven't even seen anything yet. And it's just like, I'm still right here and like, my God, thank you for bringing me through, because I know it was nobody but you, and whoever you sent along my path, the spiritual team, you know, I call it my spirit squad, the spirit squad you afforded me with, literally, they manifest in the physical. Like, they literally, them spirits that protect you and be with you, like, they be in the physical too. Some of them you know, and some of them they keep their distance. Literally, you know, my gifts, my God. Thank you. I'm just so grateful. I even said I'm gonna do a gratitude poem, or either like some creative writing piece. But yeah, I said I'm gonna do one, because gratitude has been like this way of life for me. It always has been since I was a kid. And one of my favorite things to do during gratitude is to thank God for all the things like I don't even see or understand that's working out for me. So literally, we take so much for granted all the time. Like, there is so many working parts behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, but we just can't see it. We might not understand it yet. Like, our brain just can't even comprehend it, of how this is helping us. Even sometimes with hindsight, once you're out of the situation, you still don't realize how many fucking things were working together just for you to be okay. And you were thinking that you were in such a fucked up state that literally all these things were working together just to make sure it wasn't worse. Or to make sure that things were great. Like, it just can go anyway. But like, literally, that is like one of my biggest pieces of gratitude. Like, the things that I can't even fathom or can't see. Thank you for those things, because what I've learned on this journey is there is so many working pieces and people and spirits and all kind of things working on your behalf 24 fucking 7. Nothing is chance. Nothing is chance. And it doesn't mean that, like, we have free will, no doubt. Those are variables. But everything is constantly working on purpose. That purpose. So literally everything is constantly working on purpose for your day-to-day life to be what it is. And we're all working together. This is a ecosystem, and the ecosystem is off balance. But that's the whole goal, is to get the ecosystem back on balance. We're experiencing cancer to our earth, and the point is to get this shit back on balance. To get this thing back on balance. We got some shit that is needs to be eliminated, and we got different people out here who are disruptors, who are exterminators and eliminators. We got some people out here that's like me. They multifaceted and they doing a lot of different fucking shit, and whether you can see it or figure it out, you know, like, you know, they just are. And so, but you got some people who got designated jobs, and that's what they got to focus on, and they are so vital and important to this mission. And so, if you have reached my page and you haven't realized it or not, that like being on Earth is something you signed up for, and that, you know, life is a game, life is a stage play, life is a mission. Sometimes you have side missions. I like to focus a lot more on my main missions now, which a lot of it ties to myself, which is great. But I like a lot of my main missions. And when I do get a good side mission, you know, it's cool. But I just wanted to explain some of my jargon without having to explain it too deeply, because whoever is meant to get to is meant to get to. So, but yeah, we all signed up to be here. You might not have knew everything you signed up for, because God gives free will, and some people switch up, change, go rogue, do the fuck they want to do. Everybody don't stay on their mission, so you got variables in this shit. You got, like, if this was a science experiment, like, you can't account for everything in the science experiment. You can try. God can, but we can't. You can try. That's where a brain like mine come in. Like, this might happen, that might happen, this might happen. There's a million things that might happen. Now, which one is likely? Which one is likely? So I typically play a game of calculated risk, but I'm a risk taker. But it's out of calculated. I'm not afraid to take risks, like, at all, as you can see in my life. But it's all calculated. It's all been thought out. I think these last couple of years were the first years I just got to make moves where I just didn't even give a fucking thing much about them. And it felt free. It felt free. It was like less pressure, but I felt like I still felt pressure because, like, I felt pressure in the unknown. And so where, like, I'm used to, like, I call it now, like, this toxic control, because it's like I'll try to map out. It's catastrophizing too. And it's like I needed balance. I have wrote about this, but I didn't share it with the public. But literally, I realized that I had this toxic control problem, and so I'm gonna break it down for y'all. So literally, I had this toxic control problem, and I call it toxic because it's false control. It's not even real control. I would literally have people around me that I already know gonna fuck up. And so literally, I already know you gonna fuck up. I don't know, I already thought about how you gonna fuck up. You done already showed me that I was right, you was gonna fuck up. But I felt safety in dealing with you because I knew you was gonna fuck up. That was safety to me, because it was like this control that, like, I know what to expect with you. I know what to expect with you. I know you're gonna fuck up. And there's disappointment, but it's not a lot of disappointment because I already knew you were gonna fuck up. and it's a sick little fucked up repeated cycle, because I would never cut you off because I had abandonment issues, and so I didn't want to be alone. But I also had this toxic control shit where I just needed to know. And so the people I was used to knowing and reading were the ones that had issues. I could see right through that shit. I grew up with issues. I grew up with people with a bunch of them. So I could see you coming. And that felt safe to me. And so one of the things I realized, and it fed that cycle of abandonment. I don't have to worry about you going anywhere because you're fucked up and you're going to stay because you need me, and I'm fucked up because I'm allowing you to be fucked up to me. And I'm not going anywhere because I have abandonment issues too. So, like, it just was a fucked up repeated cycle of fucked up chaotic mess and false control. And so literally I realized that, and I was like, you know what, I gotta let this shit go. I have to be okay with the unknown. I have to be okay with being around people who are not gonna hurt me. And it's weird because I think, like, being around people, we're gonna hurt each other anyway, whether we offend each other, whether we make mistakes. That's gonna hurt you anyway. Like, somebody misunderstands you. Those are little hurts. Those are not the major hurts that I'm used to. But they still hurt, right? Like, so being misunderstood in a conversation or a disagreement, sometimes just simply disagreeing with each other can hurt. been offended, you know, all that shit. Like, it can hurt, but it can be mended with peaceful conversation. Conversation that is designed to, I would say conversation that's designed to come to an understanding, come to a solution. So literally, you know, I'm getting used to having these beautiful relationships. Like, they feel beautiful. I haven't had close relationships of it, but I have been forming, you know, beautiful relationships regardless. But I've been in isolation, so I see people when I see people. So I haven't been like in this everyday closeness to anyone besides my child. But me and her are forming healthy relationships, healthy boundaries. I'm starting with her and myself. So just honoring myself and honoring my child. Making her honor me too. Like, cause she used to see me as just her mom that was devoted to her. Like, it's like I think she gets to see me more as a person now that has feelings and shit like that. That's outside of just anger. Because, like, it was like either happiness, sadness, or anger. And it's like now I have like a plethora of emotions that I can utilize to express myself. I think that's been beautiful too. Like, the way I love to play with words is the way I now love to play with and regulate my emotions. Because my emotions run fucking deep. And yeah, they can be dangerous if I don't regulate them. So, like, literally, that has been beautiful for me to know that that's where my real control relies. My real control relies within myself and for myself, to regulate myself, to control myself. I can't control what other people gonna do. I can make predictions, but if somebody show up that they fucked up, if I got warning that you was fucked up, sometimes when I get warning now, I don't even want to fuck with you, because I feel like that's my gift. My gift be letting me know, and I gotta believe it, whether I'm too early or what. Like, I just gotta believe it. Like, but I'm gonna end that video here. I guess this will be a tease in her thoughts and all, because it's just went so many places. But I think it was some jewels and gems in here. And I just gotta end it with God. I'm so grateful. No matter what comes my way, I'm so grateful, because I know that everything is happening for a reason. It's gonna be in the end for my betterment. So, like, you gonna give me everything I need to get through it, to understand it, and to heal whatever, you know, excuse me, has harmed me. So literally, I'm at peace. I'm at peace. And I thank God, because I haven't had that in my life. I've had moments, but I ain't never felt like this. And I thank God. I thank God. Baby, everything you think you want, everything you think you want, like, just relax and allow for what you need to find you. Like, I tell y'all, I do these videos, I look back on my videos. Sometimes these messages be for me, sometimes they be for you. Sometimes, you know, like, while I'm saying it, I just be like, yes, so be it. Yes, in agreement. Like, yes, preach. Like, woo, everything you think you need, or you might want, God will give you everything you need. Everything you need in those moments, you got everything you need in those moments that you think you need something else to do better or be better. Shit, there was a point in my life I thought, like, maybe if I had the money, I won't be depressed no more. I would get money and I still would be depressed. Like, literally would have money to move freely and do what I want, and I still would be depressed. I would still be stuck on, you know, what moves to make and when to make them. And it's like, I'm doing better with nothing. I'm doing better with nothing. And so, literally, I thank God that I was able to come out this while I was broke. While I had to return back home to someone who treats me verbally like shit and mentally like shit, psychologically damaged. I even learned how to maneuver around that shit, and it ain't even no shit on no, like, accepting abuse, like, or being in constant battle. Like, nah. Just now it's like, I'm not even like, we had to go take the trash out the other day. I think it was yesterday. It might have been yesterday. You know, time is perception. So, literally, she wanted to gossip, and I was just like, you know, I gave her hints, like, oh, I don't be in other people's business, because I really don't know all the parts of the story, so I don't really be in people's business like that. So I said it that way. She ain't hear me. Said it again. I don't really be in people's business like that. I really don't, you know, I really don't care what they got going on. Like, I don't really be in people's business like that. Said it again. She gonna tell another story about somebody else's fucking life that I really don't give a fuck about. And so I'm just like, like, you don't really always know all parts of the story. You just hearing somebody vent to you about that story. And like, I really don't be in people's business because I really can't judge. And I said that I really can't judge nobody or what they got going on, because God gave us our own journeys, our own paths, and all that shit, like, literally. So I really don't care. So she still won't get it. So I was just like, okay, third time I was just like, say what the fuck you mean and mean what you say. And that's one of the things I asked for with this new moon energy. And so I literally just said it, and I didn't disrespect her. I didn't come from anger. I came from matter of factly. Like, I was just like, I don't want to gossip about other people. And she said, what she said to me? She said, I don't understand why it bothers you so much. This stuff doesn't bother me. And I said, okay, well, if it doesn't bother you, why are you constantly keep trying to drop it off on me? I don't want that. And so she said, well, it doesn't bother me, like, trying to make me seem like I'm weak because gossip and negative energy is bothering me. And so I was like, you know what? I was like, my life is too full of things that is beautiful and wonderful for me to be worrying about what somebody else's life got going on. I have my own life. I don't have to worry about what other people got going on in their life. And I explained it to her like that. And I was like, I just don't want that vibration of shit. Like, I don't want it. I don't want it in my space, and I don't want it in my life. That's why I have separated myself from every single person you just brought up. And so, literally, she went from now trying to make me feel like I was weak because I was allowing that energy to disturb my peace. Because I told her, I was like, you're disturbing my peace. And she was trying to make it seem like I'm weak because I'm allowing it to disturb my peace because it doesn't bother her. But if it didn't bother her, then why is she trying to drop it off on everybody else? Maybe if she told the people that was telling her that shit, she wouldn't have to be dropping their business off with me. And so literally I was just like, yeah, just don't talk about that stuff with me. I don't care to hear it. I don't want to hear it no more. And I'm not going to discuss it with you. So even if she does bring it up, I'm not going to have this discussion, and that's my boundary. My boundary is, if you bring up gossip, I'm not having a discussion with you. And so I saw the wounded little girl in her, and she basically said, well, fine then. Voice change everything. Fine then. When you have stuff you need to talk about, then don't talk about it with me. And I said I don't. Because I really don't. I don't have conversations with her on average. Like, and when I do, it's always her trying to tell me about somebody else's business. I don't give a fuck. If I wanted to be in these people's business, I would be, you know, still dealing with them. I don't fucking care. Basically, everybody talked about, like, they're blocked off from me. They're blocked off from me. Like, I don't give a fuck. I have too much positive things and even the things that I got in my own life that's negative that I gotta work on, like, you know, I'm focused on that. Like, I'm not focused on what everybody else got to work on. Like, let them work through their shit. I had to work through mine. I'm gonna work through mine. Like, I ain't got time to be judging about your shit. Like, leave me the fuck alone. Leave me out of it. But that's how she ended that shit. And it's just like, I got to see, like, you know, the manipulation I faced as a child. And it's like, now, nope, I'm a grown ass woman now. Like, we're not doing this. I can't do it. I'm not doing it. I pray for her. That's all I can do. Is pray for her. And set my boundaries. But it ended the whole gossiping thing. And she took the conversation somewhere else. And I ain't even...
I just want to tell you what I want.
Where's my backpack? My wallet's in there. I hope. Let me say, I hope.
I told you to bring your purse or something.
I don't want to bring my purse. I got a backpack and then I'm going to have a purse too. No. I brought my wallet. Now be happy. I did do what I want because I'm grown. When you grown and you got your own kids.
When I was young, when you're grown, you still can't do what you want to do. You want to die.
You can't always do what you want to do just because you grown. Use your discernment. Don't try to play mad games with me. You'll lose every time. That is playing mad games because you're using a situation where I literally told you the truth to manipulate it for what I'm saying now. Look, I am the master of manipulation. Don't play over here. Play somewhere safe. You got years to go, my friend. Use your tricks and your powers for good. Don't use it for bad. Huh? What house is on fire? Whose house is on fire? I don't know whose house is on fire. Bye. I'm recording. Record again. Alright, so I'm gonna head on out. And yeah, I did get coffee from Starbucks. I don't do it often, but when I do, I do. It is. Yeah! Oh my god, I don't give her coffee. It's about a good time. No, she cannot do sugar. Sugar is like a drug to her. Caffeine is like a drug to her. Even though it's a drug to all of us, but no, it's like a real, like, it's like a line of cocaine. I'm gonna get off of this video because me and her got some talking to do. Gotta talk to little baby witch over here. Oh, bye y'all.